right, welcome to the Cybersky. Let's learn something. Today we're going to learn a couple of things. We're going to talk about the crypto crash that recently occurred, and we're also going to find out if my lives are freezing still. I've been doing a lot of things to try to improve the tech of the show, and one thing that's been very irritating is I've been having these intermittent freezes. I think they're caused by the Wi-Fi cutting out for like half a second and then reconnecting in the middle of broadcast. And so what that happens is it freezes the broadcast. So I'm talking and then I'll be frozen for a second and then I'll come back to life. So sometimes you hear the audio, sometimes you don't hear the audio. So we're going to be examining those two things. And I'd like you to let me know in the comments if you notice any of that freezing. So just let me know, just write like looks fine or the audio is clipping. I'm not using my professional mic today. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not in my normal studio. I'm at my work. So as you guys know, I am a teacher. You can see some lockers and some post-its behind me. I'm going to give you a quick tour. This is my classroom. There's my smart board. Over here, we got one of our Stairs Academy interns working over there, and she's monitoring the broadcast. Shout out to Maja Bean. And maybe some of the other interns are tuned in as well. Who knows, maybe some students that go here. But the reason why I'm doing the broadcast from here instead of my home studio is to continue troubleshooting glitches and the freezing, which has been occurring. I have checked so many different things at home. I've troubleshooted the coaxial cables, the splitters, the Ethernet cables. I've replaced my modem. I've upgraded my internet service. I've changed from Spectrum to Fios, fiber optic cables. I have turned off every device in the house that might be draining the internet. I have about 7 phones and computers and smart TVs all on at the same time. So I turned those all off before I broadcast. Nothing. All of that still was glitching. And so I've also gone live from this computer that I'm on now, which is an M1 chip computer. And then I've gone live from an older Mac Air, which has Intel and an older operating system. And I went live from my phone. So I keep trying different things to see if it's a computer, then when I go to a different computer, or if it's the operating system or the chip. If I change that, then that eliminates that. But freezing continues. So it isn't any of those things. So I said, okay, I think I was talking on to the StreamYard, the app that I'm using, to see if it was StreamYard, and they were looking in the code of one of the recordings that showed the glitching, and they were saying that they're going to check and see what's going on. And of course, StreamYard says it's not them; it must be my internet or my computer or my service, or I said that already. Internet. What else? Maybe the Ethernet cable, something like anything except StreamYard. And when I call Apple and say, "Can you see if it's the computer?" they blame it on StreamYard and they blame it on the internet provider. And then when I call the internet providers, they blame it on the computer and StreamYard. So everyone goes like this. And they all check their part out, say everything seems to be working for us. It's not your phone, it's not your computer. But the freezing keeps happening. Now, one thing that supports StreamYard saying it's not them is I have many friends who go live and they use StreamYard, and this doesn't happen to them. So it'd be weird if it was only happening to one customer. So today I decided to see if it's the location. Now, let me know if you saw any glitching, because it usually happens in the first 2 or 3 minutes. I get a freeze. Type in the comment. In fact, let me know if it's not glitching. Say it looks fine so far. And if you did see a little glitch or pause, let me know that too. And let me know how the audio sounds in the chat, whether you're tuned in on Facebook or YouTube. There's a couple different channels. Shout out to Stairs Academy. Shout out to Cybersky Videos. Shout out to the Facebook crew and the YouTube. Now, before we get into crypto talk, I got a funny story. I went live yesterday from work as well. And I started the broadcast around, 3:30. I had a meeting at 4:15, so only had like 45 minutes. And then I had a PD. I had to log into Zoom and attend. So I said, let me just go live real quick and test out the system and see if it's the location. And I went live and I told some of the same stories I'm telling now about all the troubleshooting I've been doing and the glitching. And then I talked about crypto, which I'm going to talk about again right now, about the crash that happened a couple of days ago and whether or not it's been continuing to crash or whether it's leveled off or it's climbing back up. And what I would do or what I'm doing in response to this crash. Now, on my computer, it looked like there was some freezing just now. Did you guys see that? I don't know if it was just my monitor or if it's freezing. And I will play back the recording later and see if it had any freezing. But if you notice it, please enter it in the chat. So I did this live yesterday, and I did like 45 minutes. Well, it was about 4:12. I wrapped up the show. I solved the Rubik's Cube, and then I ended the show. And then when I went to click end broadcast, I saw that the mouse was on the start broadcast and it had never clicked. So I was talking to myself for 45 minutes, and it wasn't live like I thought I was. I was just seeing the monitor and just thinking that I was broadcasting. I was like, so I still didn't test it. So today I said, okay, I'm going to go live again and see how it goes. Let me take a look here. It looks like it's not glitching on my phone. I don't know where I'm monitoring it, but you guys let me know. Let me take a look at the comments. See even, okay. No glitching. Amazing. Let's go. Hey, Ken, cousin Kenny. Looks good so far. Maja Bean, Sharif. I noticed a little, very minor. Okay. Let me know if it comes back again, because over like 20, 30 minutes, it may do that pausing like 5 or 6 different times. That's what was going on my previous broadcast. And is it a video freeze, but you still hear the audio? Or do you stop hearing the sentence and then it comes in later and you've missed the sentence? Or sometimes the audio transforms. It starts to go, and it sounds crazy, just for like a second or two. So let's talk about this crypto crash and what happened a couple of days ago. I'm sure you've seen it all over Instagram, even on the news, Facebook, YouTube videos, a lot of YouTubers talking about it. And every time there's a crash in the crypto world, the haters of crypto, they come on and say, oh, everyone lost their money, you're underwater. I told you not to invest in crypto, And they all act like it's a horrible thing. Now, we did have a crash maybe a half a year ago. Has it been a half a year or a full year gone by? I don't know. There was a crash around the time. I remember what happened. Bill Maher did a show bashing crypto and how it's bad for the environment. And then a week later, Elon Musk tweeted that he's not going to accept crypto because it's bad for the environment. He's not going to accept Bitcoin, Dogecoin as payment for Tesla automobiles for the time being because it's bad for the environment. So it goes greener, right? But he didn't divest. He didn't get rid of all his. He still has a couple $2 billion in crypto. But he just said he's not going to accept it as payment right now on the online store or for cars, right? Until they work out the mining process that uses a lot of electricity and that's supposedly bad for the environment. I say supposedly. I'm not saying that electricity isn't bad for the environment. I'm saying that it's not really crypto mining that's bad for the environment. It's the fact that crypto mining is basically running a computer all day, doing intense processing, and that takes a lot of electricity. It's the electricity that is being generated by burning coal, which is causing the effects on the environment. So what we need to do is not get rid of crypto, not get rid of other things that use a lot of computing power, not get rid of all computers, not turn off our refrigerators, turn off our clocks, turn off everything that uses electricity, because that's what you'd have to do. We have to stop burning coal. Now, some countries don't use coal energy at all, and they only use hydro, wind power. Some use nuclear plants that generate electricity, but they don't burn fossil fuels. And then some countries do have a little bit of coal going on, but some green energy too, and is less of a footprint. Hey, did you see a glitch just there? I thought I saw it on my end. And some countries heavily rely on coal to create their electricity. So what we have to do is convince those nations in the world. We have to make it unpopular. The same way the president uses sanctions on other countries for having to do with like the Ukraine war and stuff like that. Yeah, why don't you put sanctions on countries who are still using coal? Oh, does our country still use coal? So the problem is we've got to get off of coal, not off of crypto. It's not the fact that we're using those computers to mine and monitor and create and hash and all that, crypto. It's the fact that electricity is being created by coal. Yeah, I say video glitching for a second there. Yeah, it didn't seem like it glitched as much. It did glitch, but the pause is a little shorter. Now, another factor, another variable from broadcasting at work is I'm using the network, the Wi-Fi at work, but it's really fast Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is supposed to be good for all the computers in the school, and it's after school. There's only 1 or 2 computers running right now. Everyone went home. So I don't think it's bad Wi-Fi, but it's the DOE network. It's the school's Wi-Fi. Maybe that could be contributing. But we're going to see, because I'm going to have StreamYard send this video to their techies and have them analyze the code and see what it is that's causing the glitch. And maybe they'll let me know. We'll see. But getting back to crypto. So back then when Bill Maher bashed crypto, Elon Musk tweeted badly about crypto, and then at the same 2-week period, China banned crypto mining in China. And that dropped the mining of Bitcoin by 14%. So they were down to 86% of their normal mining. So all those 3 things combined, and it crashed the value of Bitcoin. It dropped 50%. At the time, it was like 58,000, then it dropped to like 26,000, went as low as 24,000. And everyone said, the sky is falling, get rid of your crypto, don't invest in crypto. And it started going back up. And a month later, it was like 27, 28. A couple months later, it was in the 30s. And eventually now, maybe between half a year and a year later, it's gone all the way back up into the 50s, 50,000 per Bitcoin. And Ethereum went as high as 4,000 and change, right? So now, 2-3 days ago, I think it was Sunday or Monday. Well, it was almost a week now. When was the crash? You remember? Was it Monday? We're not sure. It was a few days. It hasn't been a full week since it crashed, but it went down by about 50%. It went down to 27, and then 20. It went up to 28, and it went down to 26. It was hovering in the 26, 27, 28,000 per Bitcoin, and Ethereum, which is the second most popular coin, went down from 4,000 and change to 2,000 and change, and it actually went as low as 1,800 and change per Ethereum. And so that's about 50% again drop. And everyone started doing shows, YouTube and tweeting and whatever, going live on Instagram and saying, again, the sky is falling, crypto crashed. Now, before I tell you what that means for me, and you could decide what it means for you, you don't have to take my advice. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm not a crypto expert. I'm not a financial analyst, right? But I'm just a guy on YouTube who's telling you my experience. And I do have a rudimentary understanding of how it works. Whatever I don't understand, you guys can throw in the comments, and you can do your own research or read some articles, but I will point you in the right direction here in Cybersky videos. Before we get into that, smash that like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We need 2 more subscribers to hit 400. We're at 398. This is a baby channel, and we're trying to get to 1,000, but get us over that, that 400 mark so we can send out a tweet and be happy about that. All right, ring the bell if you want to be notified about our next show. But getting back to the crypto crash. So what caused this crypto crash? That's the question that we're going to answer first. Here, Majvi says, now I can't get my Tesla because of the crypto crash. Exactly. And I was telling people in my social media, crypto crash, I'm going to have to sell the Lambo. I'm going to get rid of my place and move into one of my houseboats. Times are rough. So, but getting back to what caused the crash. So there's a company called Terra, and they have a stable coin called Luna. So the first thing that happened that started off this crash is the stable coin Luna dropped by a huge percent. Now, stable coins are supposed to match the US dollar. They're called stable coins because no matter what happens with other coins going up and down, thousands of percents, stable coins hover around $1. Their purpose is to store crypto in a way that's safe, that stays matched to the US dollar. It's not going to go up, but it's not going to go down. So what they do is, let's say that stable coin one morning, they look at it and it's dropped down to 98 cents. So they go, oh, we got to correct it. So whatever they got to do, whether they mint some more of it, or they burn some of it, or they, buy or sell some of it, whatever they got to do to push it back up to $1, they try to stabilize it. If it goes up to $100, $1, $2, $3, they go, oh, they push it back down. They do the opposite. So kind of like the way the Fed tries to use raising interest rates to slow down inflation, or influence the general stock market or the value of real estate in the country in general. Like they manipulate things behind the scenes. I don't know everything that they do, but I know they either raise or lower interest rates is one of the things. Well, the people who have a stable coin, the companies, they try to keep that stable coin at $1. And there's like a bunch of stable coins. You can put your coins into there. If you want to know more about what's the purpose of a stable coin, let's say you have a coin that you bought and you're monitoring it, and now you want to take your money out of that coin, but you don't want to remove it from digital, from crypto, and put it in your bank account or put it as cash, right? As fiat currency. So you want to keep it in the digital, but you want to remove it from that coin, and you're not sure yet where you're going to put it. Don't necessarily want to trade that coin for another coin and invest in a different cryptocurrency over here. So you're like, for now, I'm going to pull it out. Maybe you've made a bunch of gains. You're ahead several X amount of dollars. And you're like, let me pull some of that out, put it in a stable coin while I think about what I want to do, because I don't want it in that coin anymore. I may use it over here. I may decide to withdraw it, but let's put it in the stable coin. And so you can put money into the stable coin temporarily, or you can upload money. You can wire money from your bank, so you can put more cash into crypto, but you haven't decided where exactly it's going to go yet. So you put it in a stable coin, which is going to match the US dollar. Now, it's not making you any money. It's not helping you, but it's in there. Now you can move it to another coin when you're ready, when you decide what to do. So those are some uses of stable coins. If you know another reason for stable coin, put it in the comments. But stable coin has to stay around $1. And Terra's Luna dropped maybe like 20 to 30%. Then it went to 34% below $1. Then it went to almost like 56 cents or something. So that's a crash. Like, whoa, it can go down to 98, 97 cents and they'll push it back up in a few hours. It can't go down like half the value of $1 or 30, 40, 50%. So when that happened, the people who have stablecoin or who monitor all the crypto, they started freaking out. And that caused some people to say, let me get rid of my Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin is crashing, not Bitcoin. Maybe crypto altogether is crashing. So they would sell different coins, including Bitcoin, of course. So when that happened, because there's a huge sell and there's not a huge demand, people who are waiting to buy were like, I'm not going to buy right now. Let's see what's going on with Luna. That's kind of crazy. That should be impossible, right? So they held off. So that means that the price goes down because of supply and demand, and more people wanting to sell than there are people wanting to buy. So then there was a huge crash, starting with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then it trickled down. Every coin, I believe, went down. But the last time there was a crash, 1 or 2 coins went up. And what happened was, the reason for the last crash was fear about polluting the environment. Like I said, Elon Musk and Bill Maher, they were talking about that running the computers to keep the infrastructure of the blockchain working is using up so much energy, and it's adding more energy use, and it's causing more coal to get burnt, and it's hurting the environment, right? So the fear of that and not wanting to be a polluter and wanting to be green led to the last crash. But there were a couple of coins who weren't polluting the environment. Like, they weren't using proof of work, which is what Bitcoin and Ethereum use to mine the coins. And it involves running computers 24/7, rooms full of computers at high speed processors. So they use a lot of electricity, right? Their method of maintaining their blockchain and maintaining their blocks used proof of stake or another proof of something else, a different method, which is more experimental and not as secure yet. Like, people aren't confident in it yet. Like, maybe that'll work, but we're going to watch it. But proof of work, they know, is close to infallible. So that one they know will never be hacked, or people won't lose their crypto. So they still use that in most coins. But these coins that were using the newer technology, newer ways of doing it, that don't rely on computers running all day, they went up. So when crypto crashed, 1 or 2 places either held their value or went up. So I have a theory right now that when I'm mostly staying still and my background is stable, there's less code to develop these the frames of the YouTube video. So if I'm moving around a lot, there's got to be more code. So I noticed when I turned my head once or twice, when I went to scratch my face, it froze. So now I want to see if I'm moving around a lot, is it going to make it freeze? It hasn't frozen so far, but we'll see. Still checking. See what's the cause of this glitching. Anyway, getting back to the crypto situation. So this time, it's not about that. So I wonder, Luna crash and everything else seemed to follow, but I don't follow all crypto. I only follow Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polygon, and Matic, and a bunch of other altcoins, maybe 20 other coins that I happen to have. But there's thousands of coins out there. So I don't know if they all went down. If anyone knows of a coin that went up during the crash or just maintained its value, let me know in the comments. I'm really curious about that. But what I can say is it's not based on the environment this time. It's based on Luna crashing. So now we know the why. So now there's the what should I do question. Now, I can't advise you what to do, but I will give you advice that whenever you're investing money, whether it be in stocks or crypto or bonds, whole life insurance, real estate, whatever you're doing, you don't invest money that you need to pay your bills or that you will need shortly that you can't do without. You have to have expendable money to invest. You have to be in the green. You're making more than you're spending. You've paid off everything and you've got extra money. Now you could use that money. You could buy a boat. You could go out to dinner, or you could invest it in some crypto or some stocks, right? Because you can afford to lose it. Hey, I'm going to try this. If it goes down a little, that's okay. Oh, I saw a little glitch when I moved forward and then I moved back and it froze. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but we'll see. I'll ask the techs later when they examine the code behind the video. So let's say you have some crypto and it crashes. Some people sell because they're like, oh no, I'm just getting out of the game. Those are people who are either day trading or hoping to get rich quick, and they just threw a bunch of money in and they're like, hey, I'm going to get rich. There's a commercial. I don't know if you've seen it. It's really funny. The guy goes, is it an insurance company? I don't remember. But there's a guy at a computer and he goes, he's looking at his crypto and he goes, I'm a millionaire. And they're like, yay. And a few seconds later, he's like, I'm not a millionaire. So like, that's how quick it could change, right? But those people who are looking for that, they get scared and they sell. Whether it's stock market, if the stock market goes down. And didn't stocks go down like 600 points last week? The whole market like drops superly. They're like, I don't think they call it a crash, but they called it something that's on the way to a crash. I think had it gone down like 1,000 or 1,200 points, then it would have been classified a crash, but it went down about half of that. It was a huge drop in the stock market. Maybe 25% of value went down. So people sell when that happens out of fear. Let me just pull out whatever I have left. I'd rather not lose it all. But that's the wrong thing to do, in my opinion. Not a financial advisor. I have a financial advisor that I ask what to do with my money. But as someone who dabbles in crypto and who has some stock investments, when it goes low, you should examine the reasons it went low. Now, if the reasons that the stock or the crypto is crashing is because there's a fundamental flaw in the company, if that cryptocurrency company was found to have been hacked, or if they were supposed to do something and that's what everyone bought in on and then they couldn't get it done, so now their utility and their value is not as high, it's going to drop in value. So you might want to just sell because you're like, I don't like that crypto and that currency anymore because I don't like the company behind it. Same thing with stocks. I'm not going to invest in that company because I don't think they're going to do well in the long-term future. Not just right now. Like that technology is fading out. For example, if you had stock in Blockbuster at the beginning of Netflix and Hulu and the streaming revolution, you just kind of want to get rid of that stock. It's not going to go back up. Video is dead, right? There's no more videos, physical cassettes, video cassettes. So, but you have to look at the company. Now, if Apple stock goes down a little, if Google stock goes down a little, if Meta stock goes down a little, if Amazon stock goes down a little, I'm not going to sell if it goes down a lot. They're going to fix whatever's causing that to go down because they always try to boost their company so that their shareholders can, have money on their stocks. And it's going to go back up. It might take a month. It might take half a year. It might take a year. But looking in the long term, in the next 3 or 4 or 5 years, it's going way up. And I guarantee when I go back in 5 years from now, those companies I need, they're going to be high again. So I wouldn't sell. If it's a company that their stock went down because of a huge thing that's going to put their company out of business, then you sell. So now look at this crypto crash. It crashed because something happened with Luna, and there's going to be a lot of investigation. There's going to be articles written on that. But all the other stable coins didn't crash. So something happened with Luna, and we're going to figure out what the hell went on there. We don't know. But it's not anything wrong with the blockchain. There's not anything wrong with crypto. NFTs are still fine. People are still using smart contracts. They're still using the inventory system for these huge companies like Walmart, Target, Amazon, they're using blockchain technology. Apple Pay, did they add blockchain? Did they add crypto to Apple Pay? I don't know. But a lot of companies, Starbucks is still taking crypto for payment. So if they're not abandoning crypto, it's not going to go anywhere. So this is just a temporary setback. This is a dip. This is what you're supposed to do, buy the dip. That's what that means. There's a huge dip, great, prices are low. So a week ago, I wanted some more Ethereum and some more Bitcoin, but Bitcoin was in the 50,000s, and Ethereum was $4,000. And I was like, man, it's at the height right now. It's going to go down a little. If it dips a little bit, maybe it goes to like 3,500. Maybe Bitcoin goes to like in the 40s. Maybe I'll buy a little more, and it'll probably come back up. So I was kind of waiting to add some more. And now it dropped down to 25,000. It went half. And then let's put some screen shares up. We're going to look at the price of Bitcoin today. So when it first crashed, Bitcoin went down to 25,000. And then Ethereum went down to like 1,800 and change. So let's take a look today. Let's see. Bitcoin price now. All right. So there's Bitcoin. It's at 30. So the day it crashed, it went to like 28, and then it went down to 27, and it came back up to 29. It was going up and down. So now it's at 30, a few days later. Let's look at the Ethereum price. Ethereum's at 22,050 and 70 cents. So that's huge. That's really good for Ethereum. So it was at like 1836 or something. I think this morning it was at 1900. So it's 2000. It could go back down though. But as long as I know that there's nothing wrong with Ethereum, crypto just crashed because people panicked because of the Luna incident. So Ethereum's fine and Bitcoin's fine. So they're going to go back up. But they could go down all the way to $1. They're not going to close. They're not going to go out of business unless there's something fundamentally wrong with Bitcoin. Now, let's say I think crypto is in at least 70 countries right now. Let's say like all countries universally, let's say the UN, they said that we're going to make all countries and stop using crypto, and they banned it. Well, that's going to cut use of crypto a huge amount. There's going to be very few people able to use it anymore. And so the value is going to plummet. That would be a fundamental problem. Let's say a meteor hit Earth and the electromagnetic interference, something happened and knocked out electricity. Let's say we were in a world war. Let's say another country found out they had a bomb that disrupted our electricity. Let's say nukes were involved, anything like that. You know what? Probably the whole crypto thing would be decimated because countries and buildings are getting bombed and computers are getting turned off and electricity is getting disrupted, power grids and infrastructure. So that's something that could really permanently hurt the blockchain, which crypto is built on. But Luna going down, let's say Luna, they had messed up something in their company. They probably would just lose confidence in Luna. No one would want to use it anymore as a stable coin, and Luna would be gone. So sell your Luna, get out of that. But don't sell all your 30 other coins or whatever you have invested in. Don't sell your Ethereum. Don't sell your Cardano. Cardano still has great utility. See, Bitcoin only has one purpose. It's the first cryptocurrency. You can use it to send money, receive money, transfer funds to someone with very low fees or maybe no fees, right? Very quickly without a lot of middlemen. That's the purpose of Bitcoin. Ethereum, you can do that, but Ethereum also created a language that you can code on, and many apps were built on Ethereum, and people use those apps for business, and it helps companies make millions of dollars. Also, Ethereum is used and most popular. And the stores like OpenSea, they're selling NFTs that are, and though even if the value of Ethereum goes down or up, doesn't matter. In fact, when the price of Ethereum is lower, it's cheaper to mint NFTs. So it's a good time to start minting because the fees were very high. When Ethereum was worth 4,000, it was very expensive. You might have to pay $100 to mint an NFT, and now it's going to be very low. I'm just explaining the utility of the blockchain. I am going to have some special guests in another week or so from some blockchain developer, and I'm going to get a representative from one of the crypto companies to come on the show. We're going to discuss all kinds of stuff related to the blockchain. I'm going to ask that things that I want to know, like, how does this work? But how? I kind of know the overview and I explain it to my friends in layman's terms and they can kind of understand. But the details and how it really works, there's a lot of stuff I don't know. And one question I have is, there's a company that has a very green platform. They don't use proof of work. So I'm curious, did their value of their coin go down when people were boycotting crypto because Bitcoin uses proof of work and Ethereum uses proof of work? When people were saying, oh, crypto is bad for the environment and it dropped, did that coin stay stable? Now, I noticed that coin dropped now that we had the Luna problem, the stable coin cutting out and dropping in value. So their coin dropped too, along with everyone else, because it wasn't having to do with it being a green platform or not. But these are types of things I like to discuss with them. So I'm going to have them on the show. If you want to check that out, ring the notification, subscribe, ring the bell, so you'll get notified of when we go live with the special guests. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could show you before we finish today's broadcast. Let's take a look at the price of Ethereum. We got the price of Bitcoin. Yeah, so what am I going to do? Let's end it with that. So what I did 2 days ago is I bought some more Ethereum and some more Bitcoin and a little more Cardano, but I didn't go all the way down the line and buy all my coins. I probably should have, but I was just in a hurry and I just wanted to just make some investments. So I had a little bit of money lying around. Now, did I say, oh, it's really low right now, let me throw all the money I have to invest into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all my, no, I didn't do that. Because I didn't know if it was going to keep going down. No one can predict the future. This philosophy applies to stock market and bonds as well. It's like, oh, maybe not bonds because those are more stable and backed by the government, but for stocks and crypto. When it goes down, you don't know if it's hit the bottom and it's going to go back up or if it's going to keep going down. So it might go back up soon. So you put a little more in. It's definitely cheaper than it was a few days ago. It's 50% the price. So let me take 10%. This is just my budget. You might do it with 20% or 5%. I use 10% of the total expendable money that I have to invest. My opportunity cost fund. I keep a little money. I don't put it in investments. I don't spend it. It's not my emergency fund, like if my car breaks down. It's in a different fund that I can invest if a big opportunity comes up. So I keep that money aside. It's in a special bank account I made just to send money to the stock market or to the crypto exchanges, right? So I take 10% of that 2 days ago and I bought some more crypto while the prices are low. And then I wait a few days. Now I see that the prices have gone back up a few percent, So it seems to be swinging back up. Now, had the price gone down lower than 25,000 for Bitcoin and lower than 1,800 and change for Ethereum, if it dropped down to 1,000 for Ethereum a few days later, and if Bitcoin went to 20,000, I'd have been like, oh, it's even lower now. I would have put another 10% of that stash into crypto, right? And then if it kept going down, I'd keep buying it as it fell. Because I'm assuming that it's not going to ever go away completely. Now, if you believe that it could one day just, that's it, it's gone, then you wouldn't do what I'm saying. But my personal belief is that there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the blockchain. It hasn't they didn't find the loophole. Oh, it's really all not going to work because now someone hacked it and figured out this and it's all a house of cards. They haven't done that. So it's still really strong mathematically. And if you research it, and you understand the technology behind it, you're confident in it. That's why many millionaires and billionaires threw lots of money into crypto because they looked at it, they had their people look at it, and they were like, oh, this is actually a good investment. So as long as I believe that the whole blockchain is not going under, I believe it's going to go back up. So if it kept going down to 10,000, 5,000, I'd be like, wow, I'm going to buy more. Now, had I dumped my whole 100% that I had to invest into it when the prices were 25,000 for Bitcoin and just under 2,000 for Ethereum, and then it kept going down, I'd have nothing to buy more with. I'd be like, oh, now should I risk my rent money? That's dangerous. You don't want to do that. Or take some other investments out of my stocks to buy crypto, and then what if your stocks go up? So you can't do that. So that's why I didn't throw all of my money or even half of it in. I put a little bit, 10%, and it went down a little more, put another 10%. Now what did happen is it started climbing back up. So right now we're at 30,000. It had gone as low as 25, 26,000, which is not quite the bottom that it crashed to last time. The first crash, well, I don't know if there was crashes before that, but the last crash half a year to a year ago, it went down to 24,000 before it started climbing back up. So this time it hit 25. So now it's at 30. When I first bought some more Bitcoin a few days ago, it was at 29,000. So it's actually gone up since I've added some more into it. Now, I'm probably still going to put more in today. When I bought Ethereum, it was at 1,900. Now it's at 2,060, right? So, I'm going to add a little bit more because it's still way lower than it was. And if it keeps climbing, I'm going to wish I had bought more yesterday. And that's the thing. You can't go back in time and buy it more yesterday or last week. So you got to just do it now. If you don't act at all, you kick yourself when it goes way up and you're like, I should have bought more. I would have made some gains. But you can't go overboard and throw all your money into it. So I'm going to put a little bit more today, maybe another 2 or 3%. And I'm going to watch it for a week. And it's probably going to go up a little bit more. And at some point when I'm confident that it's on the way back up and it's not really going to go down much anymore, I'm going to put bigger amounts, 10 or 20% of my reserve fund. But I'm still not going to wipe that out because another opportunity may come up. There might be some business I want to invest in, or I might be able to buy something really cheap that just is low for some reason right now, something I need, some equipment, a computer, whatever. So a camera, might need to replace my computer. So I'm not going to wipe out my opportunity cost fund, but I put a little bit more into it, and that's the decision you got to make, because if you throw it all in there, you're kind of gambling, and some people win when they gamble. If you say, let me just put it all in, it's going to go up, and then it goes up, you made a killing. That's great. But if it goes down, you made a loss, and you have no extra money to invest in anything else. So if next week there's some stock craze, like the AMC, remember when the hedge funds got decimated by the Reddit users. If there's something and everyone's talking about it and they're like, oh, everyone buy this stock, I won't have any money because I put it all in this crypto. So it'll be great. The crypto will go up, but I just like to diversify my portfolio. And so I have multiple different investments and I keep them all, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. I'm not going to put everything into crypto because any one of these things could crash or have a problem at any given time when I need money. And then I can't pull the money out because it's low. So to hedge against that, I've diversified. Usually, all of these different things, they don't happen at the same time. We could happen one day, but throughout the history of money, we've never had a stock market crash and a real estate crash and the price of gold went down and bonds defaulted. We never had all of that happen at the same time. And now we have crypto. So that's another one, right? I'm going to change the scroll and see if that adds to any of the glitches. So please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Throw a question into the chat. Let me see if there's any questions in the chat. Let's see. Yeah, it can change so quickly. Video glitching for a second. Oh man. Okay. So we've ruled out that the glitching has to do with my home studio because it's happening here outside the studio as well. Let me see any questions. No questions are in the chat, so I'll just take my screen share away and we'll continue on. So the thing I like to do at the end is solve a Rubik's Cube. Can you grab me a Rubik's Cube from the desk? I was supposed to put it here near me, but I didn't do it. Thanks a lot. So I'm going to do a quick solve, and then I'm going to end the show. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm not really worried. That's why the thumbnail said crypto crash. I'm not worried. It's going to go back up. But I would be worried if there was something, huge that's affecting all crypto. But I looked into it. It seems to be Terra Luna went down, and then that scared people, and they just sold a lot for a day. And now it seems the confidence is creeping back. And what's happening is the wealthy people who know about investing, they're like, oh, we're buying now. So as people are scrambling to sell, they're like, yep, thank you. Give that to me. The millionaires, the billionaires, they're like, yep, I'll take it. And new investors who were like, I want to get crypto, but it's too high, $50,000 for one Bitcoin. I'm not going to do that. They're like, oh, it dropped in half. Maybe I'll get in now. Maybe some of the smaller coins dropped a lot too. Oh, a coin that was $20 a coin is now $6. Maybe I'll buy that coin if I really believe in that company and that they're going to do well. So that's what I'm doing. My advice to you is look at the blockchain on a whole. If you understand how it works, or if you know people who understand and you trust them, and they say nothing's really going away with with crypto. And then look also at the individual coins. Is there a problem with this coin, or is this coin going to rebound back and not going to be a big deal? And then if you think it's going to come back up, it's a good time to buy. Don't throw all your money in it. Don't gamble. I read some articles that a lot of people are underwater because they threw all the money they had into crypto 2 weeks ago, a month ago, when it was really high. And so when that happens, and they didn't use expendable money, they use all their money. And they figured, I don't have extra money to invest, but I want to get in. They had FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. So they were like, I have this money that I need for something, but instead of it sitting in the bank until I use it, I'm going to put it into crypto. I could always spend it as crypto later. Yeah, they did that. That's a mistake. I will give you that advice without being a financial analyst or advisor. I still can tell you that's a bad idea. And then it dropped their money in half. And they're like, whoa, I needed that. I need that money. I can't have half and wait for it to slowly, over the next 6 months, maybe it'll creep back up. Maybe it'll take a year. They can't wait. They need that money. So that was the wrong decision. But if you have expendable money, or you had money waiting and you were going to invest in crypto and you weren't sure yet, if it was taking you a while to set up the exchange and you were like, I can't deal with this, but you still in the back of your mind wanted to get in, now's a good time to jump in. But you could jump in when it's hot, when the prices are higher too. It doesn't matter. Over a 10-year period, it's predicted to go up a lot. Different analysts have different numbers, but one thing's for sure, it's going to either go up or down. And so far in history, it's only gone up since 2009. So you can't predict the future. Everything crashes from time to time. Something may wipe out the whole blockchain, but so far it's held up from 2009 to 2022. More and more countries are using it. I just heard the other day another country started to use it as their currency. I can't remember who it was. Was it Jamaica? Because El Salvador was the first one. Anyway, there's a second one now that's using it as their currency. So more and more acceptance, more and more companies using it. That kind of points to it that it's going to go up. It's still on the rise. It will one day level off. When crypto becomes so mundane, it's like the same as credit cards. It's the same as the internet. Remember when the internet came out, only a few companies had websites, and they were like, you need a website for your company. Now it's like anyone could just make a website. Any 12-year-old can make a website and just post whatever they want on it. Like anyone has a website. It's easy. It's almost free. It is free to make a website, and you pay a little hosting. If you want to make a good one, you pay someone, but you can make your do-it-yourself website for free. So when that first happened, and when e-commerce first happened, remember that's how Elon Musk made his money. He created PayPal, right? So before that, people were hesitant to put their bank account and their credentials into the computer. Like what if it gets hacked? What if someone steals my money? And then they have PayPal and other e-commerce sites. And now people trust it more. And people use their phone to buy coffee at Starbucks. Go deep. And people send people stuff like Cash App, Venmo, right? All those. What's the other one? Zoll, Venmo. What's another phone Cash App thing? I can't remember. But anyway, I use Cash App. But people are now, it's like mundane. It's like, oh, no big deal sending people money through your phone. Well, when crypto becomes as commonplace as that, it won't have these huge rises and these crashes. It'll go up a few cents a day, down a few cents a day. It won't go up, 5,000% in a week, which some cryptos have done, or crash 50% or 200%. It won't do that. But right now it's in that growth period. Everyone hasn't accepted it yet. So that's why it goes way up and way down. And that's why people invest. And some people day trade and try to buy low, sell high every day. I'm not into that. All my crypto I'm holding for the long haul. I haven't sold any crypto since I first took my first profit. So I put a couple grand into crypto to test it out. And I just, 100 here, 100 there, $50 here. I bought a variety of coins in 2017. And I watched it until 2018, 2019. I said, let me see. And I saw some of them going up, some of them going down. But overall, my portfolio increased by 5 times by 2020. So I had 5 times the amount I originally invested. So then I sold the original couple of grand that I invested in. I took that out. I think I took a little more than that to account for taxes. So that therefore what I invested in, I have removed, and everything in there now is free money, or, I kept using it for investing. So since then, I haven't sold. I've just been, riding the wave going up, watching little crashes. And I've rebought back a little bit more as well. but I'm holding it for the long term, really, until I need to buy a house and I'm raising capital for a down payment. If crypto happens to be up at the point and it's way higher than I invested in, it's a good time to get out. I will pull a bunch of that out to use for a down payment, something like that, or to invest in another way. So that's all for today. Hope you learned something. Hope you understand my thoughts and feelings about the crypto crash. I'm going to end off with a Rubik's Cube solve. I'm just mixing this one up a little bit more because it's a little solved. This cube is a little glitchy. Wish I had a different one, but oh man, this might break apart. Watch this, it might break apart. I might turn it too hard, cut a corner, and it breaks. Is there a better one? The one with the octagon centers is a little smoother. So if you're into solving Rubik's Cube, or if you're curious about it and you want to learn more about Rubik's Cube, thank you. Oh, this one's solved, so we're going to scramble it, It's a show that I didn't scramble it. Here, you mix it up, and you give it to me when you're ready. You sure? You don't have to show them, but you could. It doesn't matter. So you can watch some videos that are on the channel, and there's oh, that's not enough. Look, there's a lot of red. Keep mixing some more. Try to remove all the clusters of colors, You're supposed to turn a Rubik's Cube at least 25 times before you start solving it. So go to the channel and look at the playlist that says Rubik's Cube. And I have 4 videos up right now, and I'm going to start adding some more that are the complete history of Rubik's Cube. Talks about its invention in 1974, it being brought to market in the late 70s, it coming to the United States and being sent international in 1980, the first championship, the first people writing books on how to solve it and all that stuff. And then different appearances in movies and TV shows. Pretty interesting. All right, here we go. So I'll give it another couple of turns, just random myself. Now, I'm going to look at the cube. Here's the 6 sides. All right. I'm going to take a look at it, and I'm going to end with a solve. My speed is usually 90 to 100 seconds, but when I try to do it on camera, I often get nervous and I make a mistake, and then I take 2 minutes. So this is a beginner method that I call the Cybersky method. I started with the Patrick Beausere beginner technique, and then I didn't like steps 1 and 2, so I changed that. I do that intuitively using my own method, which I'm going to do a video about this, and I'm going to put up an explanation of the Cybersky method. Oh, when I did this, it froze just now. That's interesting. But for right now, I'm not going to explain it to you, but I'm just going to talk about as I'm solving, and then I'm going to get quiet at the end because I make mistakes when I talk and solve at the end. So first, I'm looking at the cube. I'm making some strategy decisions here. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. All right, you ready? And let's see how long it takes. And go. Edges. And I'll bring this down. Got 2 edges. Okay. 3. It's taking me longer than it usually does. 4. Okay. Got my edges. Now I'm going for corners. So I'm going to just talk it out loud. Green and orange, done. Red and blue, done. Of course, it wouldn't be an easy setup. Sometimes you just get a lucky scramble. This one is not too easy, but it's okay. Not that hard either. All right, layer 1 is done. See the layer? Good. Now we're going for layer 2 using the algorithms from Patrick Beausere. I was using my own technique for that part. I'm using the second layer algorithm that's very common. It's 8 moves. If you guys are cubers, you know this backwards. All right, so all my top sides are yellow, so I'm going to have to do one of these twice. You know how that is when you have all yellows. All right, and now I want the green. And this second layer is taking forever. I do it faster when I don't talk, but I like to talk it through when I'm on camera. Okay, red, green, boom, 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 boom. Uh-oh, don't tell me I made a mistake. Nope, I'm good. Okay, so now I got lucky. We're already at the straight line for yellow. And, oh, is something twisted? Yeah, I made a mistake. Did my first mistake, so I'm undoing and fixing my second layer. Boom, got it. All right, now I got the fish. I'm going to put the fish to the bottom left corner. All right. This is a move that I changed thanks to one of my students, Zane, a couple of years ago. He said, you know, you don't have to do 3 algorithms for this. You can just do 1 algorithm and just turn the cube to face different ways. And ever since then, I've been teaching it like that. Now, this is a situation I hate. I have all 4 sides, so now I got to do this one twice. So let me see what I'm going to do here. Yeah, I'm going to do one like this algorithm twice, Now I've got blue is solved, and I got the 3. And go to green. And we're just about there. Boom, done. Solved. Hey, we're filming for the gram as well. Graham, Mr. Graham.
Oh, that's funny.
Ah, you like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope you thought some interesting thoughts. Maybe you agreed with me about crypto. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Thanks, Ken. If you'd like to subscribe and ring the bell, you will get more updates. You'll get to see me solve the cube. And also, I don't only solve the 3x3 cube, I also solve the 4x4, the 5x5, the 6x6, the 7x7. I can do the 2x2x3, which is an odd-shaped cube, the 3x3x2, and I have something called an X cube. Wow, that was the most challenging. In order to solve the X cube, you have to be able to solve the 5x5 minimum, because there's certain parts have 5 across and other parts have 3 across. And then it becomes 3-dimensional, like pieces stick out in all directions. It doesn't stay in the cube. And then you have to get it back to flat. And once you get it back to the flat shape of an X, then you can solve the colors. It's very challenging. It took me days to figure out how to solve that. But I like to solve lots of different puzzles, and then the pyramids and things like that. I haven't done the octagonal and the pentagon shaped cubes. They're not cubes, they're shapes. Twisty puzzles, right? Haven't done those yet. So rather than trying to become a speed cuber and get faster and faster with the 3x3, I like to solve more cubes. And I didn't mention the 2x2. And I actually have a 1x1. One day I'll solve that on camera too. All right. Thanks for watching. And don't forget that I do have a Patreon. If you'd like to get the benefits of joining, of membership, you can contribute as little as $1 and you can get some cool stuff. If you contribute a little bit more, you can get a custom Rubik's Cube, which has the Cybersky logo on it, shipped to your house within the United States. So the Patreon is patreon.com/letslearnsomething, no apostrophe, LETSLEARN something, SOMETHING, Let's Learn Something. So look that up on Patreon and you can read about all the interesting perks and merch and different things you can get, as well as you will get certain footage that has not been uploaded to YouTube yet or social media. You get it first on Patreon and then it hits YouTube later. All right. Not sure when the next broadcast will be. I'm going to check out this video and see if it's glitching. But until next time, stay healthy, my friends. And as always, stay blessed.